You know what? Jesus was a really bad evangelical. I'll tell you why in today's Inspire You. The evangelical religion of Western culture and America today doesn't look so dissimilar to the religion that Jesus seemed to despise so much in the New Testament. I hear it from people a lot. Jesus just loved everybody. Well, that's not exactly true. He would call religious people of his day things like whitewashed tombs. He would mock them by saying, "You strain out a gnat and swallow a camel." These were jokes specifically meant to mock and break down the religious stuffiness of the people around him. And he would do the same if he were on the earth today with evangelicals. Jesus would be a very bad American evangelical. And why do I say that? Well, religion and politics being mixed together was a very prevalent thing in Jesus' day. And the religion of his inheritance and his lineage said, we need to be in charge of the government of Israel because Israel is the most important country in the world. And when we're in charge of the country, Israel will be the most powerful economically and militarily on earth. And then God's plan can succeed. They were very politically minded. And there were even these guys called the Sadducees, known sometimes as the Herodians, because they were so partnered up with a non-Jewish or half-Jewish king named Herod. And they did that because they wanted their religion to be closely aligned with politics, to put their religion in charge of the country. And Jesus never once showed that he thought that was a good idea. He never once said to any of the zealots running around trying to create chaos and terror to get the Roman government to leave Palestine. He never once is quoted in the Bible as saying, "Hey, Joe the Zealot, good job. Keep it up." Jesus refused to join religious political issues of his people. That's one of the reasons he would be a very bad evangelical. He never once said, love the sinner, hate the sin. That was not Jesus' mantra. His mantra was love the sinner, period. And he would sit with sinners, and we never see him saying, you need to stop sinning. Yes, there is the story that people point to that says he said, go and sin no more to the woman caught in adultery, but it's very likely that that's not exactly what he was saying. But even if he was, he did that after he had risked his reputation and his life for her, chased away her condemners, and then being the one allowed to condemn her, he said, neither do I condemn. So if you put your reputation and life on the line for someone, I'll allow you to have a conversation of, hey, let's not come back here again. But don't take that to mean that Jesus would ever say, love the sinner, hate the sin. Jesus didn't do that. He was a bad evangelical. Sinners loved Jesus. Religious people hated him. He hung out with sinners in a way that the religious people said that he was a sinner. There's no way he was walking up to sinners on the street and saying, you need to repent of your sin, you're going to hell, because sinners loved him and religious people hated him. And it makes me say in our life today, if we're not hated by the religious people for who we hang out with, maybe we're not following the model of Jesus. Jesus didn't cater to the rich and powerful, and he wasn't trying to make Israel great again like the Sadducees or the religious leaders. Jesus didn't spend a lot of time talking about how to get to heaven, but more about how to bring heaven to earth and advance the kingdom of heaven here. Jesus was a bad evangelical, and were he on earth incarnate today, evangelicals would not like him at all because he would hang out with those sinners, and they wouldn't like that very much. So as you're deconstructing and we are becoming together those sinners, sitting with those people, just know that we are following in the footsteps of Jesus as being bad evangelicals. I hope you're inspired by this today, and I hope you'll go to my website, pastor-paul.com, to see how you can subscribe to support this work of this content that I put out, and also to check out our Deconstruction U mentorship for those who are leaving their church behind, but not leaving their spirituality and faith. Don't walk that path alone. Let me walk with you in Deconstruction U.